Hello there, everyone. Sylvan Bard here, and welcome to another movie review. During the mid-2000s, when Disney's 2D animation wasn't doing so well, cinematically anyway, they went into 3D animation. Their first attempt with Chicken Little didn't do much, but when John Lasseter of Pixar fame became head of Disney Animation, the studio's later projects did do pretty well, with critics and audiences enjoying them. However, Lasseter's second film with Disney, while still a hit, has become overlooked. And in many respects, it really is. It is the late 2000s film simply known as Bolt. A dog named Bolt is the star of a TV show of the same name, and believes that he has superpowers, and everything that happens in the show is real. But after shooting a cliffhanger where his owner Penny is kidnapped, Bolt tries to find her, but ends up accidentally being shipped to New York City. There he meets a cat named Mittens, who he thinks is an evil minion of the show, but she helps him get back to Penny, and teaches him how to be a real dog, while also meeting a hamster named Rhino, who is a fan of Bolt. And in the meantime, Penny's really worried about Bolt going missing, as her agent and show staff try to keep things going without him. Now this is a movie that does have some good elements, but for the most part, it does fail in my opinion. And why is that? Well, the first half is pretty much the weakest and even painful from the rest. Just the concept itself is not all that entertaining. Even when he uses his quote-unquote powers in the real world, it's not funny, and in the long run, this idea is really unhealthy, even for an animal actor like Bolt. But that's not the only issue I have with the first half. The other one is with the pigeons in New York City. They don't stand out as much, and they really remind me of the good feathers from Animaniacs. But the other pigeons from Los Angeles and Georgia, I think, are just being the stereotypes of those places, and that includes the New York ones. But at least it didn't go too far, I think. Yet, the second half of the film is just okay, mostly with Mittens teaching Bolt how to be a real dog. These moments do make me feel good and have a nice charm, especially during the montage. But then it goes downhill when Mittens tells what I think is her backstory, and that she was like Bolt before. And it is a really forced scene that doesn't need to exist, and it comes out of nowhere. And there's even more problems within the second half, like the studio catches fire and yet the crew doesn't get Penny out to safety and they don't have any fire extinguishers. Just to clarify that the only good thing about the second half, or really the whole film in general, is with Mittens and Bolt, and the rest of it is pretty forced. But they don't go too far into hate territory for me. They are just really bothersome. But there is one other interesting thing, and that's some of the backgrounds. They look like watercolor images done on a computer, and they do stand out. They're really beautiful to look at and have a nice touch. And the actors voicing the characters are just meh. John Travolta voices Bolt, Miley Cyrus voices Penny, Susie Essman voices Mittens, Mark Walton voices Rhino, Malcolm McDowell voices Dr. Calico, James Lipton voices the director, and Greg German voices the agent. As a whole, this movie isn't very strong. The characters are okay, the story feels painful at times, and the animation is just decent. Directors Brian Howard and Chris Williams could have presented the story about a dog who doesn't know he's in a show actually know he's in a show. While parts of it is all fair and good, most of the concept is really overwhelming, and certain areas felt forced and unneeded. Yes, some people like this film, and I'll never get why. It's not the worst, but this is one film that I don't think I'll ever look back on again. So today, this movie would be given a rating of 2.5 stars. So thank you for joining me. Like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Facebook or Twitter, and tune in next week for a new video. The Flight of Dragons. The movie is based on the book of the same name by Peter Dickinson, along with the novel The Dragon and the George by Gordon R. Dixon. Spices into a ruined soup until he comes across a janitor named Linguini, who tries to get rid of him but couldn't due to Remy making the soup. So Linguini and Remy begin working together. Okay, this is an important announcement for everyone. You may be wondering why this video is posted on Saturday rather than on Wednesday. And it is because I have been sick for like a day. I got an illness like on a Monday night before I went to sleep, and I got ill for like a whole Tuesday, and I had to like postpone this video for a few days, and so yeah, this is the first video to be posted on Saturday. Now don't worry, there will be more videos posted, but they're going to be uploaded Saturdays rather than Wednesdays. And it's not just because of the sick day, it's also because of like technical issues, and I have places to go on weekdays, and so on and so forth. So starting next week, there will be videos posted Saturdays, and just follow me on Facebook and Twitter for updates on what the next video is going to be about, and whether or not I will be sick, and such and such. So that's it, and thanks a lot, and see you next week.